Hello everyone, how are you doing? Today we are going to play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I'm not sure what kind of game is this, but I read the description. It's a new game that is available for now. It was launched, I think, maybe 1 or 2 years back. It says here 2022. So yeah. So what is this crows? Why do they write crows here? Not sure. So exactly, that is my point. If you look at the description, it says you will play as Stanley and you will not play as Stanley. You will make a choice and you will have your choices taken from you. The game will end, the game will never end. Contradiction follows contradiction. The rules of how games should work are broken, then broken again. You're not here to win. The Stanley Parable is a game that plays you. Well, let's see how this game plays me. I'm not sure, but this description, this was something that, well, it got my attention. I have no clue, absolutely no clue what this game is all about. Of course, we need subtitles. I'll just check quickly if the stream is working fine. Have you played Stanley Parable before? Nope. It's barely visible. Okay. Barely visible. I see. I think this is the right choice. I'm not sure if it's the right choice for you guys though. Maybe let me just a little bit brighten this up. Please enter the current time. Who asks for the current time, man? 15. Okay. PM, right? So 3, 5. Okay. Excessive. Okay. Let's go. Let's see what this game has to offer. Settings. Everything looks fine. Why am I looking at settings? The nerd in me always comes out, no matter what I do.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company.
I'll just disappear.
Where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I guess it's time for me to start playing the game now. Yep, the annoying me is here again. Just didn't want it to be boring, so yeah. So there are no orders and I don't know what to do. Okay. What is that? Okay, I can crouch as well. Why am I crouching though? L1, R1 is crouch. Okay, nice painting. It's weird, but this is very similar to a place that I have seen near my home. Okay. What do I need to do now? I have no idea what I need to do. Is that what the game
All
is?
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Where's the meeting room? Hello? Anybody here?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why should I listen to you, bro? I'll go on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nah, I just didn't want to believe you, what you're saying. Something tells me you're fishy. How can you recite what I'm going to do? Isn't that following the orders? Why should I follow the orders? Maybe that's what the game doesn't want me to. Wants me to do? Okay, this is the lounge, is it?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Why does it feel as if he's mocking me in certain sense?
Yes, really, really worth it.
Definitely he's mocking me.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yeah, it's really worth it. Now that you're making me, making a mockery out of me, I should definitely spend more
At this
time.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room
I
grew
am.
creepy and
Yes.
reflected poorly on his overall personality.
No, it
It's
doesn't.
possible that this is why everyone left.
I'm not going to, no matter how much you roast me, bro, I'm not going to leave this place. Let's see how much you can roast me. Oh, look, I'm spinning.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Fine. No, he's trying to get me out of the room. Should I go out of the room or not? Not sure. You can't jump, okay? Why is that a trophy? Why is that a trophy? What a... Okay, I don't think the game is going to say anything. I don't understand the game at all. Or maybe I do. No? I think I need to go, man. I can't just... Fine.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room.
Or did I?
Took the first open door on his left to get back
Okay, I
to
can't
business.
open it. Okay, fine. I should maybe try listening to this dude for once. Let's see what he has to say.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, fine. Now what?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Who's changing the slides? Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header. Who's changing the slides here? Hey, is there a ghost here or? Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. I'm going to change it. Financial panic meeting boss. What is written here, man? Group 40x, group 41x. Not sure, but okay. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Hire someone to synergize paper. Paper are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper. Dude, what are they writing here? Everyone is tripping. No wonder. Because everyone is tripping. Synergize core values, expenditures, shift. Ah, man. Where's the voice?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Oh, man. Executive bathroom. Why am I going to the bathroom though? Boss's office. Looks like a vampire.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Then how do you know this?
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
$2845.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Oh man, I need to reduce the sensitivity a little bit. How do you change the sensitivity? Where's the sensitivity? Camera sensitivity, yeah. Let's keep it 2. Let's check if, yeah.
2845.
I got it, bro. I got it. It's just that the joystick is a little bit.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Not sure though. Like, did I do the right thing? Suddenly there's a lot of darkness here. Okay, now it's a little scary. Won't lie. And why is my boss having this secret passage here? I can go here, but I should probably. Yeah. There's nothing else here. It never costs anything to just look around. Okay, I have to be close to this one. Let's go down. Let's see. Loading, loading, loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay. Let's hope so.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, I'll just listen to you, bro. Okay. I need to press the button, I guess. Should I or should I not?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Lot
What
of
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course I do. I'm actually enjoying this game now a little bit. It has a sense of mystery here. Now it. Where's the next button that I need to push? Here it is.
Now the monitors jumped to life,
Okay.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy. One employee is fired. So he has a lot of CCTVs, that's what I can tell. And he might be a pervert. Now what I need to do? I need to go further. Let's see, what is this? Okay, I guess I'll go on top.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Let's find out.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Maybe we should find out first what they are actually trying to do. One thing is for sure, that they are just monitoring and they have a lot of cameras here. But I'm not sure why exactly. Maybe the manager is a control freak or something, the boss. But what, I mean, how they will control the mind, that is the main question here. One thing is that you are you have a lot of surveillance, and the other question is, fine, you have a lot of surveillance, that is fine, but how are you controlling people's mind with surveillance? That's not possible, right? That's what we need to find out, I guess. Facility of power, everything is offline here. So is there a master switch? Let's see. I don't see anything. Oh, there's a green light there. Let's see. Nah, nothing here. Nothing here. I cannot turn it on. Let's go to the top. Okay, nothing here as well. I think maybe going to the top might help, but it's too dark, man. Like, I can't even see the staircase, bro. Why can't I see the staircase? And why? Okay, it's just so dark. Should I change the color or something? No, it is logged actually. What is that? Holy shit, man, I don't like dark games. Come on, show me the way, where it is. Okay, there's a blue computer there. Maybe that is the thing I need to fix. Not sure. What is this blue thing glowing? Nah. Holy shit, man. Like, I think I need to go to that button, and to go there I need light. I am pressing it, but it's doing nothing. Activate power, but I don't see the controls to activate power. Yeah, I can't do anything. I need to go to the top, I'm pretty much sure. But there's no way, man. Is the game crashed or something? How much time will I spend in this facility, bro? I came from here, I guess. Wow.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I have two options, on or off. Let's just go.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes, maybe you are controlling me.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about
Chill,
you,
bro.
about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
So there's no escape now.
I say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley.
What is this, bro?
It doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just
4.
assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Okay.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this
2.
room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored
Okay,
ones.
wait,
Or maybe
wait.
this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that,
2,
Stanley?
where's 2?
That this video game can be beaten? One solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
1. What is that, bro?
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a
5.
to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
3. What is going on, man? Where are these buttons?
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But
3.
I'm going to destroy it first. so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being...
I have no idea, bro.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I
Okay,
say,
I'm done.
erupt.
I'm done.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
He gets pissed off, man.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Go
he
left.
entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Go to the boss's
Feeling
room.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope. I'm going out of this place, bro.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
How do I go out? What kind of
sense.
exit is this?
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No,
Yeah.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Okay.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now
Tell
the
me.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a
Man, will he shut up or what?
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's
Holy
asleep,
shit, how much does he speak, bro?
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back. the fresh air of a world outside this one.
He's fooling me, isn't he?
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Okay.
Let me go back to my job.
Oh, let me
Continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
Why does it seem so
I
sad?
want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
Okay.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
Man, he just talks
I
a
am
lot.
normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
He's still there. See, I told you.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name
Ah,
is Stanley.
man,
I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself.
That's
and
me,
then
right?
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What is going on in this game, man? I don't even know. Again, the same thing?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What am I supposed to do here? Like, what is this game, man? I just don't understand it. Once I die with a nuclear explosion, the next time I die...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Alright. Let's do one thing. Let's press it off. Like he said we should, right? Let's go and turn
Yet
the...
there was not a single person
I think we
here
need to turn the
either.
mind control off.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Yeah.
Hoping he might... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Tired of your shit, bro. Here you go. 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
What the hell is going on, man? What the hell is going on?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Narrator talks a lot, bro. That's why I didn't let him talk.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Should I go here or not? Maybe I can try it once.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Do you really think that I'm going to die here? No, I'm not dead.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley
Dude.
can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
But why is there this machine in here? That's what everyone thought.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of Stanley's Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Okay, so what is going on here? I see the two doors. Is this the map? To get it right, the corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Okay. Office layout. Yeah, right. So this is the map. Fine, I get it. Then what? Filling cabinets, office computers. Okay. So where am I exactly now? There are 3 doors in front of me. I'm not going here, man. I might. Nature paintings. Let me try to go to the top, I guess. Okay. What is there exactly? 431, 436. Where am I? The lounge. Call. Lead to a different ending. Okay. So where am I exactly? So this is about the game, this building. Just trying to figure out. Man, this game is giving me a headache, man. Like, what do you want me to do? Not sure, bro. Maybe I just need to drink some